School is just underway, but for high school seniors, it's already crunch time for the college application process.
Yeah, but students at University Lake School are like, I got this.
Yep.
Why? Because they've been preparing for this moment since 5th grade. Joe Niemczyk is a college counselor at University Lake School, and he's here with what seniors need to do now before November 1st, which is coming up quickly. Great to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me back.
It was incredible what we teased a little while ago about how many hours of college counseling the average high school student receives, and that your school, it's over 250 hours.
Yeah, we really back it up a little bit. I talk with the 5th graders, I talk with the 6th graders, even through the middle school. And part of that is to make sure that they're not scared of the process, that they know what's coming and they don't feel overwhelmed when that senior application process comes through. So the ideal situation is they've had the groundwork, they know what's coming, and then they feel comfortable in doing it.
Well, I'm glad you said it like that, because I think a lot of people could think if you're already talking about it 5th grade, does that put more pressure on? But the more they know, the more they're just going to understand and be relaxed and be ready and prepared. So I think that really speaks volumes to what your message is. High school seniors, what should they have accomplished already in terms of the college application process?
Yeah, the last time I was on, we gave some assignments to the rising seniors. So what they should have done at this point is they should have kind of honed their list of colleges, where they want to apply, the schools that are good fits for them, large school or small school. They should have walked some of those campuses, even in the summer. You can see what it's like. It's different looking at a campus in Chicago versus, say, let's say UW-Stevens Point. They're a different kind of feel. But the most important thing I think that seniors could be doing at this point, or should have done, is work on that essay, that application essay, or sometimes more than one essay. Taking 3 months to walk it through and to really work on it can lay the groundwork for what they do now.
That's right.
So then what are the next steps this fall? So if you've kind of honed your list and you're thinking about that essay, and do some colleges use the same essay? So you write one essay and you can use it at all the schools you apply to?
That's a great question. So you mentioned it in the tease. You said this is crunch time, and the seniors do feel that. So ultimately what they should be doing right now is they should be opening their applications and they should be actively working on them. Most colleges begin the application September 1st, but some roll back into July. So those applications are being worked on now. And then you mentioned the essay. Some schools, if a student works on what's called the Common App, which is an application that they can use for 700 different schools in the United States, they'll write one essay that goes to many different schools. But oftentimes they'll have to write 2 or 3 or 4 essays. So that one essay is important, but then they have to put in the time to do the others. So working on that application at this point, getting those essays really complete. We spent 2 days this week. Last night for 2 hours, we had our seniors on campus. We sat and we worked through application essays. We're doing it again tomorrow, just because we think it's that important. They also should be talking to their teachers about letters of recommendation. That personal touch from a teacher that truly knows you can go a long way in the application. And then ultimately, once that's all put together and the student is comfortable with the application and is ready to submit, click the button and let it fly. But there's 2 more steps that they should know to take. They have to go to their counselor and they have to have their official transcript sent from their high school, so their grades go. And then they also have to send their ACT and their SAT scores from the ACT and the SAT websites. So all of that seems so daunting. It seems so much. But if they prepped and they thought about it and they know that they can take it step by step, it can be a pretty pain-free process.
Are there any specific deadlines hard deadlines they really need to know about?
Yeah, that's a great point. Different colleges have different deadlines, and the thing I tell students all the time is they are hard and fast. If you miss a deadline, then there's no going back on that. So they should research that, what the different deadlines are for the schools. For us at University of Lake School, I plant the seed November 1st. You should have everything complete by November 1st. You should have your essays, your application, letters of recommendation all ready to go by November 1, because it just makes sense. When you're a senior, you're busy. You have lots going on. If you can complete that application, then you're kind of rolling into the Thanksgiving dinner where you're sitting around the table and people are asking you, where are you applying? You have that. And then ultimately, if the decisions start coming in the holiday table in December, then you can start talking about what the decisions were all about. So there are different deadline application deadlines for different schools, but I really try to push that November 1st deadline for our students.
In terms of taking the ACT and the SAT, I know some schools even do almost like an introductory kind of practice for, I know for sure, the ACT, but is it too late if you're a senior? Is it too late for you right now if you haven't taken one of those tests?
I get that question quite a bit. That'll depend upon the deadlines. Some schools have what's called an early action deadline, which is November 1st, and that just means you have your application in. They're going to let you know in about 6 weeks. If you apply by November 1st, you'll find out by December 15th or the 30th. Some have what's called an early decision deadline, which is a binding contract. If you apply to a school and you're accepted to that school with the early decision, you have to attend that school. So to go back to your ACT question, if their deadlines are hard and fast, that November 1st and November 15th, the October ACT might be a little bit too late. But I don't want students to be discouraged, because a lot of schools have deadlines in January, even in February and even in March. So we do have students who take that ACT in October and even maybe a little bit later because their deadlines are a little bit later. So ultimately, I really want students to understand that the application, while important, the ACT and the SAT can still be a big part of it, and they can still take it.
It's great information. You can learn more about University Lake School. You do an incredible amount to get kids prepared for college, which is so impressive. You can go to their website to hear more about the school at universitylake.org, or you can call to schedule a personal tour of the school today. It's 262-367-6011, and you have year-round enrollment in grades K-3, right, junior kindergarten?
JK through 12th.
Through 12th grade. Great to see you
Thanks,
again.
Joe.
Thanks
so
for
much
having me
for
on.
your time.
Appreciate it.